Welcome back, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great day. Like I said, DC FanDome is going to be kicking off this Saturday, October 16th, I think around 1 p.m. Eastern Time for me, and then 10 a.m. Pacific Time for you people out on the West Coast. Now, I did want to cover one more video, and I know it's kind of a hot topic for Gotham Knights before the event, and then hopefully we get some more information, as the event unfolds and we get to see all the new details and whatnot. And the big question we're going to be answering today is Bruce Wayne dead in Gotham Knights? We saw from the trailer, he puts out a message and then his manor collapses on him, and that seems to be the end of it, and that's why you just play as the Bat family, including Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Robin, and Red Hood. And so I wanted to cover that question for you guys today. So if you guys do enjoy the video, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button and consider subscribing if you guys haven't already. And now, without further ado, let's get into this. So this article is actually from a little bit ago, but it's from fansided.com, and it says Gotham Knights, why Batman isn't dead or gone for good. Now this is, an opinion kind of type thing. They probably pulled some information from the trailer, but we're just going to dive into it and, give our own speculation on the situation. It says, in spite of what it seems, Bruce Wayne isn't dead in Gotham Knights. The Batman Arkham game series revolutionized comic book-inspired video games. The concept of an open-world game with puzzles in it isn't new. The difference was the kind of puzzles and how you attacked them. You had different ways to fight with all sorts of gadgets, and the Riddler puzzles made you think harder than most of any other in gaming history. It was like you were actually Batman. Something people have wanted to do for years now. Now that Gotham Knights will carry out that tradition, in this game you'll be using Red Hood, Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl. In this spin-off game, these heroes are enlisted by Bruce Wayne via a video specifically sent to them under a major circumstance, his death. We never thought we'd see the day that Batman was killed, especially not in a video game. He's too important of a character. However, his last message was only to be sent in the case of his death. With the reports in the beginning of Gotham Knights trailer, the Wayne Manor has blown up and Bruce confirming all his equipment was destroyed, and it looked like it was all true. Batman was dead. Although, let's be honest, do any of us actually believe that? The writer certainly doesn't. Here are some reasons why Batman's death could be false. So, reasons why Batman would fake his own death. Yes, faking his own death isn't something the comic book Batman would necessarily do, but this isn't the Batman from the comic books. This is an alternate DC Comics Earth. His morals could be completely different from what we're used to seeing. We don't know everything that Batman has been through. However, there's a fact that Bruce told us in the video. It's the death of Jim Gordon. Commissioner Gordon may not have known Batman's secret identity, but they were friends. They trusted each other. This trust enabled them to work together to keep Gotham as safe as possible. There's no telling how Bruce took his death. In a previous article, this writer mentioned that it's possible one of Batman's villains may have killed him. Maybe the reason Gotham City Police Department stopped working with him or any of the Bat family members. Having to fight Gotham's worst, and on top of avoiding the cops, may have destroyed his hope for a better Gotham. Batman is one of the most determined people in comic books, but what is his breaking point? For all his incredible feats and skills, he's still a human. He may have only realized that the only truly way to stop the villains in Gotham is to kill them, a line he won't cross. The Cape Crusader may have taken a look at Gotham City and had enough. He knew Gotham would be in good hands and decided to hang it up for good. Letting people know he quit wouldn't sit right with him. Instead, he faked his death and started a new life. Let's not forget that Bruce isn't getting any younger. Unlike Superman and Wonder Woman, Bruce is mortal. He doesn't have the advantage of aging slowly or healing fast. At some point in his body is going to break down. Look at Marvel's Daredevil. He almost gave up because his body wasn't healing right due to the years of abuse. Granted, getting hit by a truck didn't help either, but Batman has certainly taken more abuse than Daredevil. Bruce may have come close to death or losing in a fight and simply had enough. We saw something similar like this happen in the first episode of Batman Beyond. And the other option we're looking at here is dead and coming back. Bruce Wayne is actually dead. He sacrificed himself, which also seems unlikely, and the world has moved on, but that doesn't mean he'll stay dead. Heroes and villains come back from the dead all the time. Bruce was once thought to be dead, but was actually stuck in time stream. In the Gotham Knight series, he may have even been brought back by one of his greatest enemies. Ra's al Ghul could take Batman's body and resurrect him using the Lazarus Pit. What if Batman comes back with no memory of who he was? One thing the Batman Arkham series loved was throwing a twist in the game, especially in the final one. The identity of Arkham Knight, the hallucinations of Batman becoming the Joker, or even ending when Bruce unmasked to the world and that's only in the final Batman Arkham. There have been more moments like this throughout his series. Let's take a step further and go darker. What if Bruce Wayne was frightened of what he was becoming and ultimately decided to take himself out of the equation? There's a scarier version of Batman in the comics, and he's called the Batman Who Laughs. He has all of Batman's skill, intelligence, and physical prowess mixed in with the remorselessness and savagery of the Joker, the apex predator, if you will. Bruce would have sacrificed himself if he knew that he was becoming a twisted version of himself. However, if this twisted persona took over, then he'd save himself before it was too late, waiting for the right moment to emerge as the new Dark Knight. Now that would be a twist no one would see coming. Having Bruce become a potential villain, whether it be as the Batman Who Laughs, the leader of the League of Shadows, or any kind of antagonist, would be a great way to officially pass the torch to a new team because it would give them a great obstacle to overcome. The article has some fantastic points in it. I do agree. I don't think the Batman is going to be dead in Gotham Knights. He's just too big of a character and an overall selling point to not be in it in some way. I do speculate on the idea of Ra's al Ghul's Lazarus Pit bringing him back. However, it's believed that Ra's al Ghul's dead from Arkham City, so that's kind of like a, maybe he was in the Lazarus Pit, like a whole cycle of people just coming back. Or, like they said, like Bruce could have just faked his own death, moving on with a different life. But I do think in some sort of form we will see him come back. Now, this is, like I said, speculation, so just take it with a grain of salt. But I just wanted to cover this kind of before the DC FanDome event tomorrow, which is awesome. So be on the lookout for DC FanDome. I will definitely share our thoughts next week. I hope everyone has a great weekend. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing here if you guys are new to the channel and haven't already. And just turn on that notification bell so you guys never miss uploads. And I will see you guys next week. You have a great one.